you know. So first, let me introduce myself, right? So guys, myself Nikhil. So having a total years of experience of almost 10 plus years into the real-time industry as a cybersecurity professional. Uh, so I worked with multiple companies, guys. So I do having an experience working with multiple companies. So here I am now to teach you, right? To train you the cybersecurity SOC analyst. So this training usually helps you to get a job, into cybersecurity as a SOC analyst. So SOC analyst, it's something called as an SOC analyst called Security Operations Center. So the person who works in the domain of Security Operations Center, right? So this training will be usually helpful, right? Uh, so let me first take a demo session, right? Okay. Let me take a demo session. Let me start with my demo session. And later on, I'll come up with the questions because still people are keep on joining, right? So let me go on with the topic, right? Today is a clear day, right? So now, so what is this organist? Let us discuss this thing. Guys, uh, so let me start with a pen, right? So this is our almost like 33rd batch, right? So we are in, right? So here SOC refers to, right? Guys, this is a pure demo session. So introductory session to make you understand what is SOC analyst, right? Before choosing this training, you'll be having some myths, some doubts, some questions, right? Multiple things comes into the picture. So now with this session, first let me tell you what you have chosen, why you have chosen, what happens, how will be your future if you choose this. So these are the things that I am going to discuss in this demo session, right? So I'll be using only very simple English, no high level, right? So do not worry about the communication. Try to understand, right? So I'll be not talking in any other languages. Hence, to make the content understandable to everyone, I'm using English. If you have any questions, you can directly reach out to me, and we can discuss in our native languages. Anything is okay, right? So let me talk about the SOC analyst, right, guys? SOC, SOC. SOC is called Security Operations Center. So now we are in the under the umbrella of cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is very vast. It's something like an ocean. So in the cybersecurity, we have one of the crucial domain which is very high demanding in the market is SOC analyst. This is very in high demanding, guys. In the area of cybersecurity, we have like multiple teams, out of which this has taken a very high demanding position, right? SOC called as a Security Operations Center, right? So SOC analysts. This is the standard naming that every organization uses, but they call it some other, simply as an analyst, right? Now, so the SOC analyst is somehow r- mixed up, like tied up with some basic tool called as an SIM tool. SIM is called Security Information and Event Management, right? Security Information and Event Management. So, SOC, if someone says SOC analyst, then there will be a basic tool, very common tool that comes into the picture is SIM. SIM tool. I mean to say here that the SOC analysts will be usually working on SIM tool. This is a common tool. I don't say basic tool. This is a very common tool or the technology that will be utilized by the SOC analysts, right? So what you are going to get from this training, right? So here, hence, this is a job oriented training. This training is not uh, like your academic subjects, right? So this training is to get a job into cybersecurity. You want to get into the cybersecurity as a SOC analyst. So this is a purely a job oriented training. Hence, with my experience, so hence I do having an experience of almost 10 plus years. Yes. So I am putting my experience together and I have designed a course of 30 hours. So this session will be only 30 hours, 30 days, daily one. Why? Guys, at this point of time, I know it's very hard for everyone to attend the sessions for a longer time. It's okay if I take a session more than 1 hour also, you will be only attentive for the first 10 to 15 minutes and rest of the time is useless. And you think that no worries, hence the session is recorded. We can go through this recording session. But that doesn't happen. You'll not go back and you'll not go with the recording sessions. I'm sure this is will be happening because this training is an online. If the same session is taking place in the offline, then it is okay. Yes, we will be more interacting, we'll be having some fun, but this is something like a one way. You'll be feel kind of on board, right? So that is the point where I have made my 2 hours of session into 1 hour of dedicated time. Okay. And in this session, I'll be not giving you any notes or I'll be not dictating any notes, right? So you have to take your running notes and every day the session will be recorded and the recorded session will be given access to you. You can access that recording session for next to 60 days. For next to 60 days. Okay, right? So prior to this, a couple of group teams, a couple of batches, I have not taken the session due to some uh, international travel, due to some summits. So hence, again, this batch I would like to take dedicatedly. Okay, so I'm here to make the subject, to make the topics very simple, very clear. Only the thing you have to do is like ask me questions. I believe that no question is a silly question, right? Any question that comes into your mind, you can ask me. And asking the questions, not today, from tomorrow. So hence, this is the demo session. You can ask me at the end of the session, right? So, but when I start the sessions from tomorrow, please do ask me questions and interrupt me at any point of time. See, while I am discussing any topic, and if any question that comes into your mind, yes, do interrupt me at that point only and ask me question. Just make your question clear. If I don't have that answer, remind me. I'll just get some knowledge on it and I'll try to get back with you the right answer. So you also can clear off your doubts from the websites, multiple using a Google. But that is again another thing, guys, because you are new to this technology. You don't know which one is right, which one is wrong. Hence, ask me a question. I'll make that clear. Okay. So, guys, that is why I make this topic very clear, right? So now I'll tell you. Hence, this is a job-oriented training, an exclusive job-oriented training. This training is useless if you don't get job, if you don't get into the cybersecurity. This will be only useful and needful, and only you know the importance of this training if you get a job. So I mean to say that ultimately you have to work till you get till you get a job into the cybersecurity, right? So coming here, right? So this training is to learn day-to-day job performed by the SOC security analysts to protect, defend, and eliminate the cyber attacks. So here, this training, I'll tell you what are all the responsibilities, the roles and responsibilities of a SOC security analyst to protect, defend, and eliminate the cyber attack. Okay. Now, so I'll tell you. So first we go with the very basics, guys. Foundation is very important for anything in construction or anything, in any business or anything. First, foundation. So what is a cyber security, guys? See, cyber security has multiple definitions. You can use it anytime. So what the definition that I've chosen here at point is protecting an organization and its employees against cyber attacks. Simple. Protecting an organization and its employees against cyber attacks. Employees means not an employee individually. So employee rights, employee information, right? So cybersecurity refers to every aspect of protecting an organization and its employees and assets against cyber threats, right? So under the cybersecurity, we have different types of cybersecurities, guys. So we have network security, cloud security, endpoint security, mobile security, application security, critical infrastructure security, Internet of Things, right? So now you may have a question here. Hence, we have different types of cybersecurity where this SOC analysts looking into. See, guys, the SOC analyst may be looking into network security, may be looking into cloud security, may be looking into an endpoint security, may be looking into mobile security, application security, infrastructure security, anything, or all of this, or only any of this, or any two or three of this. So it could be like any combination. It could be like any combination. Okay. So here I mean to say that it is the SOC analyst is not someone who only works on network security, who only works on cloud security. Guys, see, it depends upon the environment he works. There are some organizations, there are some organizations who will be uh, only asked to you to work on network security. If you're if the organization that you have joined have some cloud based application, yes, you will also be working on the cloud security. If your organization have some endpoints and endpoints security tools, you'll also be monitoring an endpoint. If your organization is towards a mobile, you'll also be working towards mobile security. I mean to say here that you may be working any of this. But though you work on all any of this, the roles and responsibilities will be very simpler. Yes, taking an example. So I have worked with one organization, guys, where they have asked me where they have some network security tools like firewalls, routers, switches, and they have some cloud security cloud applications like Azure Active Directory, Defender 365. They have cloud services like Microsoft and Azure services. So we used to also monitor, and they have some tools like CrowdStrike, right? So we have. Sorry for keeping you wait, guys. So I have a glitch. I just cleared that. Okay. So, I mean to say that so you will be working in an environment we are pretty not sure. Okay. Uh, I would like to just confirm you that SOC only will not work on security or cloud or so it may be like any multiple combination, right? So talking about a few things on all this. Network security means the security that you are means the security that you're taking care of the network level. It means all the network devices. Cloud security means the security that you're giving to the cloud applications. Endpoint security means ultimately the end users machines. It could be like laptops, desktops, servers. So the security that you are providing for the endpoints, right? Mobile security, looking after mobile applications, mobile physical like hardware components. Mobile next application security means they are providing only security to the applications only, nothing else. Only the applications that are designed and running. Infra excuse me. Infrastructure security only refers to providing the security to the critical infrastructure. Only some part of an infrastructure will be made. IoT, Internet of Things. This Internet of Things is something now, right? We can manage the devices using Wi-Fi. That is something called as an Internet of Things. You can manage your CC cameras using Wi-Fi from remote location, right? Even that also needs a security, guys, because an unauthorized person also can manage the right, can manage them, right? So, so here I see you're like, yeah, it's people are joining. Okay, right, guys. Hope you're getting me right.
Yep.
It's clear, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Right. So, um, the summary of this SOC analyst may get an opportunity working in any environment. You have to be ready with this. Right. So, guys, I'm not giving you any definitions for this. Just try to get some basic, simple definitions to understand this. Right. Now, so guys, this is very simple thing. First, hackers. There are three types of hackers: black hat hacker, white hat hacker, gray hat hacker. Right, guys. Black hat hackers are purely unethical. They only do cyber attacks for harm. Completely unethical means they try to steal sensitive information, they destroy the systems, they steal the data, that thing. White hat hackers are purely ethical. Yes, they their intention is not to harm the systems, but they wanted to find out the weakness. By doing a cyber attacks, they would like to know if there are any weakness in it so that we can work on it to patch the weakness. Gray hat hackers are someone who is in between like black hat and white hat. Their intention is not purely like a black hat, but they are in between. They do for their fun, guys. Just they don't expose the data anything. Just they for their own benefits, own fun, they do this, but they never harm. If they're interested, they will like to share the information to the respective user that this so and so weakness has been identified. They'll just try to earn some money from that. So these are the three type of hackers you should know. This is this is also an interview question. What is the difference between black hat and white hat? So for freshers, this is very important question, right? So usually, guys, if you see whether so forget about now the hackers. What are the common motives of an hacker, guys? So why a cyber attacks is taking place? See that. So the first motive is financial gain. So why they are performing cyber attacks means the common thing that is money, financial gain. For financial gains, for money, they do the cyber attack. This covers like 90%. This covers like 90%, guys. Okay? For financial gains. You know, Political gains also. Yes, the same cyber attacks. cyber war. I say the cyber war is taking place between different countries, right? You know that the cyber, see, if there is a civil war that is going on between two countries at the same time, parallelly cyber war also is taking place, right? So they destroy their services, to destroy their servers, right? To affect their business. So political gains, yes, only for the political gains also cyber wars are taking place. Next, brand abuse. Brand abuse means to, uh, I mean to say that if you have a very reputed brand company, for an example, taking about the banks, HDFC, SBI, we have like multiple HSBC. These are the different banks, right? So they do the cyber attacks to make the reputation bad. For an example, taking about an SBI bank. This is only an example, okay? Example. So if cyber attacks is taking place and if this SBI bank is not functional for a couple of hours or a couple of days, then what happens? All the transactions will not be successful. If this is not, if if the users, if the bank account holders are unable to do the transactions or unable to access the services, then obviously the reputation of SBI bank will go down, right? So the same cyber attacks is also used to for brand abuse. The last one is personal gains. These are very few for their own personal benefits, for their own fun. They do this. An individual person, an individual hacker is attacking an our machine, a user machine, a single user machines. It's for personal gains. So these are the common motives. Either so personal gains, forget about it. The three things are like financial gains, political gains, brand abuse. These are the three common motives of an hacker, right? So now, just to protect our organization from the cyber attacks, the SOC analysts come to the picture. SOC analyst is the one who actually first detect that there is some cyber attack is in place. Next, defend. He will be defending that cyber attack. And next, eliminate. Eliminate that cyber. The SOC analyst will be working to detect, defend, and eliminate the cyber attack. Hence, we are the one, the SOC's analysts, who does this job. Who does this job, right? So now I'll make you understand more in depth how this SOC team come into the picture, how the SOC is evolved, right? So, guys, hope this is clear, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So now let me explain you what is the SOC analyst, right? So here is some basic question, the simple definitions. A SOC analyst is a cybersecurity professional who works as a part of team. See, I am here referring to a team. I would like to tell you that SOC analyst is not one individual, guys. The SOC is a team, a group of individuals. Group of individuals will be working together. Okay, why you require a team? I mean, SOC, see, is there any time that the cyber attacks only takes place between a specific time period? No, the cyber attacks can take place at any point of time. That means 24 by 7. The cyber attacks can take place at any point of time, right? So it's not something that uh, only this thing happened at this time, right? At any point of time, anything can happen. if we consider our lives also, we are not pretty sure that what happens at what time. Anything can could happen. Anything, any bad can happen at any time, right? The same way. So the SOC operation has to also secure the organization 24 by 7. So that is the reason, if I'm talking about the SOC team, so the SOC contains morning, afternoon, and night shifts. So some group of people will be working in the morning, some group of individuals will be working in the afternoon, some will be working in the night. Who actually covers 24 by 7? Everyone will be working 8 hours a day, 3 8 to 24, right? This three combinedly covers 24 hours, individually 8 hours. So hence, why there is a huge demand for the SOC analyst means, so you take about very small organization, at least in every shift, they need three people, three people. Here nine comes into the picture, and we have Saturday and Sunday rotationals. So someone has to also work on Saturday and Sunday. Additional four people required. At least if I talk about 13 is required in a very small. At least 13 members are required in a small. I'm talking about very small. There are some environments where we have people like 200, 60, 300 people, 400 people, 400 SOC analysts only who works with multiple different locations. Okay, here again different. Hence, the SOC analyst covers 24 by 7, right? So to monitor fights threat sectors, okay, is to the SOC analyst goal is to detect, analyze, and respond to cybersecurity incidents using a combination of technology. Now, in this training, here for detection, we need to have some tools. For analyzing, we need to have some tools or technology. And for responding, we need to have some technology. So here, the SOC analyst's goal. To achieve this goal, they are using some combination of technologies, some technology solutions. Here, I will tell you in our next sessions what are the different technologies that actually used. And along with that strong set of process, guys, we have a technology and set of process how to utilize the technology, because in IT industry everything is streamlined, guys. It is not something that whatever you want you can do. There will be a document that will be specified called as an SOP, is called standard operating procedures, where we have to follow that procedure and we have to work accordingly to detect, analyze, and respond. Right? The basic technology that comes into the picture is SIEM, called Security Information and Event Management. Right? So this is something. Now I'll tell you. So I'll tell you why this talk come into the picture. What is the responsibility with the help of this diagram? Guys, hope it is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, guys, communication is very important, guys. Please do, please, and so I need a response from each and everyone. Okay, so that only makes me the more encourageable component, like so that okay, everyone are more attentive, so that I can also give my best. Okay, so now let me explain, guys, with this simple diagram. What is software? Okay. See, guys, this I'm just considering this as a bank. Hence, I work for most of the banks. You know, I'm ready towards. So I'm just considering this as an ABC bank. Okay, I'm just considering this as an ABC bank. Forget about this. So this is our bank. The down one, down part is our bank. Right now, so a bank. So this will make you understand very clearly. Then you choose whether you want to continue with this training or not. See, now, so bank, first I would like to set up a bank. So yes, first I went to the market. I have purchased some machines, some laptops, desktops, either it is a Windows machine or Linux machine. I purchased a machine. So then I have a group of machines, and now I purchased a switch. This is a switch. I purchased a switch because in your college lab environments, you'll be having systems in your lab, and all the systems are connected to the switch. A server room means all the cables from the desktops will be connected to the switch. Why that switch? Switch will make you to communicate all the systems together. A switch will be useful for communicating all the systems together. But that is something called as a switch. A switch is an intermediate device which helps you to connect all the devices and helps you to enable the communication between these devices. Yes, I have a Windows machine, I have a switch, and I have a DHCP server called as a domain host configuration protocol. So this because every system needs an IP address, right? So this DHCP server, guys, I'm only telling you in a high level. I'm going in a high level. I'll be discussing the functionalities of each and every device in our next sessions. Okay. At this point, this is only accept as it is just to understand what is the importance of SOC, right? I have a switch. I have systems. I have a device that is essentially used to assign an IP address to all the devices in the network. Yes, I have a device called domain controller, which is helpful to manage all the Windows domains to push updates for authentication, authorization. Again, I have a switch. Again, I have a router. This router is an ISP router just to have an internet access. Again, I have some switch. Again, my organization has some Oracle database server, FTP server for file transfers, SMTP called Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, which is for email communication, and DNS for name resolution. A web server is something called as an application servers. And along with that, I have firewalls, IPS, proxy, antivirus. See, now simple network has multiple devices. A simple network has multiple devices, guys. Okay, a simple network has multiple devices. See how one can predict or one can identify or one can detect the one can detect the uh, cyber attack or suspicious activity that is taking place in this network. This is a ABC bank. Now we need to identify what is suspicious activity that is happening, guys. To identify the suspicious activity, you need to have the visibility. Just to take a simple basic real-time example. Now, if something is happening in front of you, if some activity is happening in front of you, and if you're watching that, then only you will get to know that what is doing, what is good, what is bad. If you allow your child to play in a sand and you are monitoring him, if you're monitoring him, if the children's are trying to put some sand into the mouth or into the ears, then you will, if you are watching them, you will stop at that point, right? Means you have the visibility of your child activities in front of you. Then only you can take some actions. For an example, you left your child into the mud and you are not looking at him. You don't have the visibility. Though you have the visibility, you are not seeing. Then what happens? You will not stop him eating mud or putting the mud into the ears. I mean, like sand into the ears. Right. I can just say that only you can object if you have something, right? Visibility is important. So here I'm talking to the visibility means the visibility that is the visibility of this logs, the visibility of this logs, the visibility of this logs of this logs means each and every device. will have, see guys, every device has its own functionality, own importance. So for accountability, each and every devices will record its activities, will record its activities. I'll just tell you. So, so in this is a Windows machine, guys. I'm using a Windows machine, okay? Windows machine. You know, each and every activity that you do in your machine, in your laptop will be recorded for audit purpose. That is something called as an accountability. To maintain accountability, these logs are there. So if you see here, here we have something called as in Windows logs. This is again an interview question, okay? Keep this point. So this is Windows logs. In the Windows logs, they have again segregated like application logs, security logs, setup logs, system logs. We have four types of Windows logs available. Here, this will be an interview question, okay? What are the different types of Windows logs? Application logs, security logs, setup logs, system logs. Now, whatever the events that happening with respect to the application are this, and whatever the applications that with respect to the security, setup, system. Do you recorded it? No. Those that based upon the activities, based upon the functioning of the system, each and everything. So if you open this, so these are all the events. A professional, a Windows admin can easily look after these logs, look after these events, and can make out what are the different activities that is taking place in the system, right? So hence in the similar way, hence in the similar way, guys, in the same way, we need each and every device will have its own logs. Hence, these Windows machines have Windows logs. In the same way, each and every device will have its own logs. If we have the visibility, if we have the visibility for those logs, then only we can, then only we can detect it. So we need to have the visibility for all the logs. To have the visibility, you have to log into this machine and you have to check what are the events that is happening. You have to log into this device and you have to check. You have to log into this. You have to log into this. You have to log into this. You have to log in, 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 log in. You have to log into all these devices. You need to have access to all these devices. And you have to open those devices, logs, and you have to go one by one, one by one, one by one. In that case, if you see a simple application has like 14,149, is it possible for humans to analyze 14,149 events? Before that, is it possible for an analyst to log into all these devices? If an analyst is logging to all these devices, his 8 hours, in his 8 hours, his 2 hours will only run to log into all these devices, which is not an effective method. And in our machine only, we have 14,000 application events. What about the organization? How many devices? How many events? How you can have? How can you identify? So to simplify this, so I'm just using this space, okay? I'm just using this space, okay? To simplify this, okay? Now they have come up with something called as an SIEM. See, I'm not discussing about computer networks, okay? I'm discussing about SIEM, called as an Security Information and Event Management, right? Security Information and Event Management. So, this is one of the best innovative solution that has come up into the market that actually helps you to have the best visibility of the events that is reported from all the devices. Now, so this is an SIM solution. Now this what it does is firewalls, antivirus, Windows machines, Linux machines. IPS, IDS, uh, EDR, endpoint detection and response, your routers, your switches, your database servers, your SMTP servers, your FTP servers, anything, any, either it is a network device or security device, any device it could be, you can just integrate to this SIM solutions. So, what are the different SIM solutions that we have in the market? And see, guys, see, we are living in a competitive world. For everything that there is a competition. Now, you have did a lot of work and you have come up with some innovative idea and you have put into the market. Next day, you'll find competitors for the same product. You have invested your whole life to invent that, and in the next morning, everyone will come up with the same idea, right? In the same way, SIM also have multiple products, multiple competitors. They are like QRadar, Azure Sentinel. It's also called as a Microsoft Sentinel. We have Splunk. See, I'm very bad at writing, very bad at writing. Splunk, and we have Securonics. Uh, we have Hunters, Gurukul, AV QRadar, Microsoft Sentinel, Splunk, Securonics, Hunters, AV Logarithms, RSN Vision. Like we have plenty of SIM tools that are available in the market. You can purchase any of them. See, see, you may get an opportunity. Some may get an opportunity on QRadar, Azure Sentinel, Splunk. See, every organization only uses one, only one, any one. It all depends upon their cost effectiveness and its performance. So now, though we have competitors, all the tools are called as SIM tool only. SIM tool only. Now, though we have different vendors who produces this product, its functionality is same. See, you have different company cars, but its functionality is same only, right? Just to drive. You will have some added features, smoothness, features, safeties. That's all, nothing more than that. But it's ultimately the basic functionality is same, just to drive. Same way, if you know to drive a car, one car, it's very easy to drive the rest of the cars also, right? The same thing here also. If you have an experience on one tool, yes, you can work on all the rest of the tools. The functionality is same. The requirement is same, right? So do not worry that only for, so if I have a experience on QRadar, will I work on Splunk tool? Hey, you can work it here. If you understand the basics, if you know the foundation, then it's pretty good. You can work on any tool. So now I'll come to this point. See, now in that network diagram, I have told you there are plenty of devices. So there are plenty of devices. Now what I have done, just the admin teams have integrated all these devices to SIM tool. So now what it is doing, FTP is sending all the events. SMTP is sending firewall, antivirus, Windows, Linux, IPS, IDS, EDR, routers, switches. All these devices are sending logs to SIM. Now, for an example, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So now we have 12 devices, 12 into 10. It is right. So here we have 12 devices, 10 events. I meant to say that events per second. So now this SIM tool is receiving 120 events per second from all these devices. So now see Who will be working on this tool? SOC team. So the SOC analyst will be working. Where this SIM tool will be under, this tool will be under the SOC team. So under the SOC team, you will have a SIM tool where the SOC analyst will be working, and this SIM tool is receiving the data from all this. So if you do integrate, if we are integrating all these devices to this SIM tool, then you don't need to log into all these devices. You no need to have access to all these devices. See, in the first case, you need to have access to all these devices, and you need to have you need to have access to all these devices, and you have to manage all these devices. So individually, you have to monitor all these devices. Now, the solution is the problem is simplified. The issue is solved. All these devices will report to SIM. So now a single SOC analyst just having an access to SIM, he can have the visibility for all the events. Now, again, there is a question. Okay, it is very good that in the SOC team, the SOC analyst is having the visibility for all the events using the SIM solution. Simply we call as a SIM solution. But if you see, this SIM solution is receiving 120 events per second, guys. See, this is just as an example. It is receiving 120 events per second. See, even at this point, for humans, is it uh, possible to analyze 120 events per second? No. W- In a second, this tool is receiving 120 events, guys. No individual can analyze those, right? At least he needs some time. Though he has visibility for 120 events, it's simply that you have so there are group of children like um, 30 like hundreds of children playing in a area. Though you have the visibility for those 100 children, still it's really very tough to check each and every student what he is doing, right? Children, if you are allowed him to play in a playground, hundreds of students during the break they are playing in the ground. Do you have the visibility for the complete area, but still, how can you predict? How can you identify, or how can you monitor each and every student? And again, it's very tough thing to do. So right, so here that is the reason this SIMs are very intelligent. This SIM tool, this SIM tool has something called as an, let me check, everyone out there. Yes, right. So this SIMs will have some rules. Okay. So these rules are also called as an use cases. So using these rules, we create some use cases. The analysts will be creating use cases. So this rules, what it does, this rules means some set of conditions which help you to trigger an alert, just to trigger an alert. Okay. This rule will help you to trigger an alert. Uh, in this case, so in this case, this is an I mean to say here, right? Right. SIM comes up with rules. What these rules, So these rules will try to correlate. So this is some set of rules, and these are the events. These are rules, and these are events. So these rules will be correlated with these events to check to means this rules only will identify a suspicious activity and will just trigger an alert. Will just trigger an alert. Okay. This rule will trigger an alert. This rule will trigger an alert by correlation with the events. So now the SOC analyst is not monitoring all this, not not, is not required to have access to all this. Is not required to have the visibility individually in all these devices. He no need to have any access, no visibility. Simple. All these were integrated. The SOC analyst is just monitoring the SIM platform for any kind of an alerts. Simple. This SIM is doing everything for you. It is collecting the logs, it is correlating with the rules and just giving you an alert. Now, the SOC analyst's responsibility is to work on the alert that is generated by the SIM tool. So this is where his first role comes into the picture. You may have a question. Can you please tell me few of the sample alerts? Sample alert means simple, guys. Some virus detection in an endpoint, or some user is making multiple login failures, or some user is connecting an USB to his machine, or some user is sending an email with more large amount of data or with larger file, or someone is doing some scanning activity on our network, or someone accessed a malicious website, or someone deleted files from the system, or someone would like to say that someone has made a sign-ins from different geographic regions. Anything it could be. There are thousands of use cases. I'll just give you a list of 300 use cases. You can, for your reference, I'll give you 300 possible use cases. I have that one. Right? So, if I have to conclude this, right, the SOC analyst working in the area of security operation center, right, security operation on the tool, on the common tool called SIEM tool, just to on the alerts. Once he receive his work begins the moment the alert that triggered on this SIM platform. Someone will call it as an alerts, incidents, or offenses, or violation, anything it is. If I talk about QRadar, in QRadar, these alerts are called as an offenses. In Azure Sentinel, it is called as an incident. In Splunk, it is called as an alerts. In SecureOps, it is called as a violation. They have their own naming conventions. They want to differentiate the vendors, right? Tools. So that's the reason. So here, I'll tell you, do the SOC analyst needs a coding skills? No, absolutely not. It is not required for a SOC analyst to have the knowledge of coding. It's not required. If you have, it's an added advantage. If you have more knowledge, it will be used at somehow at some point for multiple purposes, right? So this is all about the SOC analyst. A high level I have given you. In our further sessions, we will going to discuss the functionality of each and every device, the architecture of the SIM tools, the workflow, the use case creations, correlation rules, the basics. We come up with the basics. We have multiple other things, email analysis, cyber threat intelligence, right? So we have plenty of things that we're occupied with. So in our next sessions, we will be going with those topics, right? So this is all about a high level of SOC analyst demo session, guys. Now the code is in your ball. Any questions? Please do ask me now.
Hello.
Yes. Your name?
Yeah, my name is Gopi.
Hi, Gopi. Tell me.
Yeah, what kind of once go to organization, what kind of things we are perform in support role L1 or L2 or L3?
So that this is a very good question. Even I missed that. This training will help you to get a good opportunity either as an L1 or level 2. So L3 refers to an subject matter expert. So hence this training only keeps you to be placed in level 1 and level 2. So there will be very
Mostly,
common difference between level 1 and level 2. I'll tell you the difference between level 1 and level 2. Level 2 will be more, he will be more responsible, and he will be very good with communications in writing email. That's only the communication difference between level 1 and level. That's all. Nothing much difference.
basically, regularly, what kind of work in level one are troubleshooting issues? What kind of issues we are getting?
So, coming to the level 1, he will be never involved into any of the troubleshooting. Level 2, yes, ideally he will be involving into few kind of troubleshootings. See, here, forget about the troubleshooting. That comes to the next level. First, our activities is to work on the alerts, like SIM alerts, checking out the emails and analyzing the email analysis, and fine-tuning the use cases. We have rules, right? That has to be fine-tuned because it generates a lot number of false positives. Whereas, means useless alerts will be thrown out. We have to be involved in terms of doing fine-tuning to generate very true positive kind of an alerts. Uh, that uh, and other responsibilities like threat intelligence, like doing searches on IOCs. That is why that is how, right, we'll be talking about this later. Next.
Okay.
Any further questions, guys?
Even
And guys,
SLE is
please do not.
available in
Yes, yeah, yeah. Tell me.
even getting any issue, any SLE is available or immediate action taking.
See, not only the SOC team, guys. So every in the IT information technology industry, IT industry, every activity will be having some SLAs. Similarly, the alerts in the SIM also will be defined with some SLAs. SLA is called service level agreements, where within the SLAs only we have to attend that. We have to resolve that. You'll have sufficient SLAs. If we don't have an SLA, then no one will attend it. Everyone will left it open, right? There will be no proper response on that alerts.
Okay, okay.
Guys, any questions, please do not text. Okay, please ask me directly. This is where we have to begin our story with. How frequently you communicate with me, it you will like your life will become more easier, right? Your life will be more easier when you start working. Communication is the basic thing for everything in any industry, either in the political industry, business industry, teaching industry, software industry, anything.
Mm,
Communication is the key for success.
Nikhil, which SEBI tool is going to be learning here as part of this course?
Yes, as part of the course, I'll be going with QRadar and explain. I'll only QRadar, and while explaining the architecture, I'll be explaining the architecture of Splunk, Azure Sentinel, and QRadar. But in we have only an access to QRadar. Hence, we also having an access to Splunk. But at some point, I'll just only go to the dashboard. But QRadar in depth, I'll be giving you. And along with this, I'll be also giving you a knowledge on EDR also. EDR Carbon Black. We have
Carbon
a
black.
Carbon Black EDR platform. I'll also uh, train you on that as well.
Thank you. And just one more question. How about openings for the freshers? And,
Yes, that's a really good question, guys. Now, see, so prior means before 2 years, if I talk about, they're not much interested to take any fresher candidates to this security, cyber security as a SOC analyst. But now, from last 2 years, I see that plenty of openings for the freshers. So for that, this training will be more useful, guys. If you're really attending any session, see, every fresher, if he's uh, if he is having such a knowledge, if he's projecting those kind of a knowledge, obviously it's gunshot that he will get a job, right? So nowadays, most of the organizations are only choosing the freshers into this role.
okay, thank you.
Yes. Guys, do not worry about the time. This is our session. You have any questions?
So while in a shift, do we need to do continuous monitoring for the alerts?
See, of so in an ideal case, yes, we have to do a continuous monitoring. Continuous monitoring means you will be monitoring the security platform like SIM tool. If you have an alert, you'll attend it. But not only one, right? We have other people also. 3 to 4 people will be working along with you. So if you're not, the other will be looking into.
Okay, and what is the experience required for L2 and L1?
See, the required see L1 is something like a fresher who starts his career into this, and level 2 is someone who is more expertise, and L3 is subject matter expert. So see the experience that first, if I talk about guys, if if you want to take this session, if you want to take this training, if you're a graduate, it is enough. That's all. No, nothing is required. I'm here to talk to teach you about all the things in this 30 hours of sessions. I'll just give you a gunpoint things only, okay? Not mess up things, okay? I have just extracted relevant information from an ocean, like from the ocean of topics. I have only collected some information which is really required to you, right? So um, the experience, as see, to get into the jobs, having this knowledge is enough. Before, don't worry about your background, guys. I am from CSC background. I am from Triple E background. I am from civil engineering. I am from BSc or a degree. Don't worry about that. See, invest your time now. Just forget about your. See, guys, the basic thing, guys. Most of them who are graduates are clearing UPSC exams, right? Civil services, right? So, do they have that subjects in their academic calendar, in their engineering? Not right. They don't have those subjects, but still, how they are clearing it, irrespective of their background, right? The educational background, how they are clearing. They are they are investing the time, they are grabbing the knowledge, and they're just clearing that exam. So you also please be in the mindset. Don't be in I came from triple E. See, even I've done my BTech from electrical and electronics engineering. Now I'm here. It all depends upon the efforts that you put from the day, right? So
Uh, Okay, are you going to cover IBM Q Radar?
yes, yes.
Okay.
So IBM Curator, I'm also telling you very frank, I can only give you only at some extent, guys, because those tools are very costly. Not we cannot buy. An organization only can buy. So we cannot buy. So we have a Curator Community Edition that make use of it. The features that are available in the free edition, and I'll give you an idea. And you can also install that in your machine and you can use.
From the previous batch, how many people sir got placement?
See, coming to the placement, guys, this is again a good question. See, talking about the placement, usually an ideal mindset of a student, a common mindset of a student, how it will be, guys, they are taking the sessions and leaving the sessions. They're not putting their efforts towards in terms of placement. See, out of 20 students, hardly only 5 or 5 to 6 people will be get placed, and only those 5 to 6 people who are not living this and who just put their efforts in terms of scheduling an interview and clearing of those interviews, right? So I mean to say here is that it all depends upon how much efforts you put into gaining the knowledge and scheduling the interviews and clearing of those interviews. But I see that most of the people are taking the session and next choosing another AI and another data science, another. So this is how these people are doing it. See, I will tell you, I promise you that we have a very huge demand for the SOC analysts in the market. There is no supply for that demand. You know, mark this point. But only you will get an opportunity if you're working heartfully with more efforts and just making your resumes and looking for the right position from multiple portals, LinkedIn, Naukri, what, any further questions?
I have one more question. Like, see, I just gone through something. SIM administrator and SOC analyst is both are different, or SIM,
Yes. See, stock analyst is not an administrator. See, we have level one, level two, level three, and administrator. Administrator is the one who actually involves in terms of integrating all these devices, troubleshooting those devices, um, and the creation of use cases. The SOC analyst level one, level two will not be involved in terms of an administrator activities, but yes, we there are some SOC teams where they also do few kinds of small things like use case finding or use case creation or log source troubleshooting. But in general, ideally, administrator are the one who develops, who develops, who implement this tool, who manage this tool, create the use cases, integrate these use cases. We are actively only monitoring towards the alerts.
yeah, got it. Thank you.
And one more thing I'll just put here, guys. See, I'm giving you a high level, right? So what you have to do after end of the session, guys. So taking my key points, you have to explore more on it. This is how the learning, right? So for an example, I will say that vulnerability scanning. Okay, vulnerability scanning. You just try to explore what is vulnerability scanning. Okay, then you will go get to know that okay, these are the vulnerability scanning tools in the market. So what is this vulnerability scan? Okay, then you will go get to know that oh, there are network scanning, there are host scanning. Okay, after scanning, you will get to know something called as in CVAD, common vulnerability exposure. What is CVAD? Then you will get to know an exploit. So this is something a chain process. If you stuck with one thing, just try to clear off that you will come up with some another new word. Just clear off that and again. So just make it simple. That's how you'll get expertise. That's how you get expertise into any of the subjects.
So, what is the minimum experience required? Like minimum gap is required to put resume in cybersecurity.
Um, so that I'll be answering it later, guys. Discuss that on that part. That is again a long story. I'll just remind me at the last. Before that, any further question?
Uh,
Yeah, one more last question. This is the right question or not? I think. Yeah, what is the difference between CyberArk and the cybersecurity?
CyberArk is one of the tools that is used in the cybersecurity.
Okay.
Mm.
Also, is this means SOC analysis is different from vulnerability management?
So vulnerability assessment and
Risk
management.
assessment. Yeah, yeah.
Risk assessment is
We,
different. See, I've told you, under the umbrella of cybersecurity, SOC analyst is the one area. Along with them, you'll find risk assessment, you'll find the vulnerability assessment team, you'll find threat hunting, threat intelligence, penetration testers, you will also have this. But why I'm only specifically focusing towards SOC analyst means, vulnerability scanning for an organization can be done by one individual. Just during the normal business operations, he will come and he'll log in and he'll just run the scan. He will provide the list. Threat hunters, one or two is enough. And penetration testers, two will be enough. Administrators, two or three will be enough. But monitoring, plenty of people are required. Right? Hope this is answered.
so what is the means the current salary packages for L1 and L2 in this
So
field?
guys, people who is having of 3 years of experience, almost having around like 7 to 8 lakhs up to 9 lakhs package days. 3 years of experience professional. Means I meant to say that. So if you are done with your 3 years of experience, after that, if you're looking for a change, they are going to offer you around like maximum nine, from 6 to 9. For a fresher, obviously it depends upon their pay structure, like 3.5 lakhs or 2.5 to 3.5 around like 4 lakhs. So 3 years experienced will get obviously 3 plus years experience up to 9, and like 5 plus 13, around 13 lakhs. Very high demanding and high paying, and it is very standard. Yeah, You will know, the one thing I'll tell you guys, everyone. I have never seen any recession in this domain, cybersecurity. No recession at any point in time. All the jobs are secure. Just secure your jobs by getting this. But everything depends upon your hard work, guys. Here I am only a trainer to teach you, and I only make you to go into right direction into the topics. But rest of the things, it all depends on you. It all depends upon your efforts that you put into. Any further questions?
Will we be training on some AI tools for this work
No, no,
in this
no,
training? No.
no, no.
Okay. Okay.
I'll be not introducing any AI tools.
How many years does this tool is in demand?
Sorry, how many?
Whether AI will distract this?
So we are
Hello.
using AI. Yes, we are using AI, but still that doesn't affect this. So AI has come into the picture for like from 2018. So you're a little bit 15, 16, 17, 18. So I have worked with an organization where they have AI in 2018, but um, we also have some AIs. Most efficient AI is something called as a Gurukul SIM platform. For one of our clients, we are using that Gurukul platform. That is completely built on AI. But still, what that is doing, AI is also helping you to trigger an alerts only. Ultimately, it is also AI. What it is doing, AI is not resolving those alerts. AI is helping in studying the complete events and generating an alert. Ultimately, that AI is also throwing an alert, and we are secure. AI is used not for auto resolution. To some extent, it also does an auto resolution, but again, it all depends upon our inputs only. Hence, there should be someone, right, to validate. So here we are there to validate. So this. Once upon this validation only, this AI also will take necessary actions. Any further questions?
Could you provide your email address to reach out if there any
So
query
guys,
regarding the course?
I'll just put my email address. So this is my email address. You can just reach out to this email address. I'll be responding you very soon, right? Okay. But guys, for any questions or anything that you have further, please reach out to your respective coordinators. The link you have received from multiple sources, right? Please reach out to your respective coordinators for any kind of questions, anything that you would like to clear, right? So I myself will be trying to put my efforts to take the continuous sessions, right? So I will be not traveling any abroad these 2 months of time. So I'll just try to complete this session without any issues or without any gaps. I'm promising that. So you can reach out to. I'll just put my email address. You can reach out to on that email address, guys. And to get my contact number, you can reach out to our coordinators. They will be friendly with you. They'll help you in that. And um, so I believe like no further questions, right? I have one question left to answer. Okay. So